The Anthony Richardson roller coaster ride. Oh my God. You Colts fans, you guys were in for a joyride when you were watching Anthony Richardson's preseason debut against the Bills, man. So, his first drive, he comes in and he throws a couple of quick passes, got some easy completions, and then as soon as things started to fall apart in the pocket, he throws a sidearm interception to a Buffalo Bills cornerback on the first possession. And then he goes to the sideline, and you're wondering to yourself, okay, he turns the football over his first possession of the preseason. How is he going to respond? And he came back the next drive, and he looked even better than what he did his first possession. And then on his last drive, he looked even better. And you see, with Anthony Richardson, you're looking for a gradual improvement. He made some really good throws like that drop touchdown by Alex Pierce. That was a fantastic ball by Anthony Richardson. And we saw a lot of the positives that many people had about Anthony Richardson when he was coming out. He was super athletic. I mean, this dude absolutely bodied a Buffalo Bills cornerback. I think, yeah, number 24. And Anthony Richardson on the read option play just absolutely ran that dude flat over. That was one of those moments when Anthony Richardson was like, man, I'm 6'4", 6'5", 255 pounds running 4'4". You can't stop me, boy. He little boyed that Buffalo Bills cornerback, man. And that's what I love to see out of Indianapolis. I want to see his athleticism and his rare size and speed utilized. Not just that we see Anthony Richardson throwing the football well, but he also ran the football pretty effectively. And I think that he was a lot better than what most people expected. 7 out of 12, 72 passing yards. If you can get over the interception that he threw on his first drive and act like it didn't happen, he had a really good performance. He was really good throwing the football in the short intermediate passing game. Now, a lot of his throws did come out to be a little bit high. They did come out with a lot of heat. But I think those are things that Anthony Richardson is going to get better with time. It seemed like when he came out for his first drive, he was a little bit over anxious. You know, he was a little bit jittery. He was a little bit jumpy. But once he threw that first interception, he went to the sideline. He calmed down. He took a deep breath. He said, he composed himself. He gathered himself. And then he came back and delivered a really good performance. Shane Steichen was really impressed with what he saw out of Anthony Richardson after his first interception. He even said it in the post-game presser. And that's what you want to see out of your young quarterback. You want to see your young QB make a mistake and bounce back from it right after. You don't want to see your young quarterback make a mistake and then he just starts pressing too much and he gets all in his head about it. Anthony Richardson, he threw that one interception, he shook it off, and he delivered a fantastic performance for the Indianapolis Colts in his preseason debut. Anthony Richardson is 6'4", 6'5", runs 4'4", and is 255 pounds, dog. There's not too many teams that are going to be able to stop this man when he decides to run the football. You're going to have not just a great game plan to defend against Anthony Richardson's athleticism, but you're also going to have to make sure that you have the right personnel to be able to defend against this. Yeah, he may not be the most polished passer during his rookie season, but I'll tell you one thing, I don't know how many teams are going to be equipped to stop this man when he decides to tuck and run in the open field. I think Anthony Richardson had a really impressive debut. I think that most of his passes, although a couple of them, he threw a little bit too high, I think he was pretty accurate for the most part. There were some throws that got away from him, but I wanted to see how was he going to do in the short, intermediate passing game. Because you see, not every throw in the NFL is a deep pass. If you cannot be accurate throwing the football in the middle and short portions of the field, you're not going to be a great quarterback. Because the majority of the passes that are thrown in the NFL aren't going further than 5, 15 yards down the field. And the fact that Anthony Richardson looked so effective And the short intermediate passing game is a large reason why I came away super impressed with his performance. You see, the Anthony Richardson roller coaster debut, it had Indianapolis Colts fans on a wild ride, but let's not act like it wasn't a fun ride. You know, we saw some early lows, and then we saw a lot of highs right after. So I think that there is way more positives to take away from Anthony Richardson's preseason debut than there are negatives. And really, the only negative that I had was with the first drive. And like I said, after that, once he started to settle in and the game started to slow down from him, I think he had a really good preseason debut.